Ohio wasn't expecting anything strange that night, but a glowing shape above the tree line changed everything.
There's no way. I don't even know.
Someone caught it on camera, steady and still, like it was waiting.
Oh, look, there's another. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What?
A few minutes later, it shifted, rose, and vanished into the clouds. The clip spread fast, and so did the fear. It reminded people of Helen Luttrell's story, the one where she realized the girl standing beside her wasn't human.
They tell me to hold still, be quiet. It'll be over soon. Nobody will ever know. I want to fight. I want to get off the table, but I can't move. The light pushes me down, but I'm not tied down. I just can't move.
Ufologists say this new sighting carries the same cold edge. Something is happening, and they're digging into it now.
And it looked like something I'd never seen before at all. Like, I had seen drones fly before, and this was not like any type of drone. The way it moved and how fast it could like take off, I'd never seen anything like it. A bunch of people stayed around recording because people were like terrified.
Middletown UFO caught on camera. On the evening of June 21st, 2023, residents of Middletown, Ohio, spotted a shocking aerial phenomenon that has sparked a lot of curiosity and debate. This happened briefly, but transformed all they thought that they knew about the skies. Around 10:30 p.m., many witnesses saw multiple green lights rotating slowly above the city, hovering for a moment, then vanishing at high speed. The UFO in Ohio was caught on camera by one of the motorists, Caden Little, who took a video near Jerry Couch Boulevard near the Butler Tech campus. He revealed that his immediate reaction was fear, because he thought that the planet was under attack by aliens. Another witness, Bryce Garrick, saw the lights while driving, and then noticed that they moved in a circular, clockwise pattern before suddenly darting away. When you look at the strange green lights, it looks just like the lights underneath a spacecraft as it passes by. You can even see the lights in a pattern as it forms a V shape. Many began to panic as it looked like something from outer space. It hovered in that position for a long time, and then, moments later, it began to move. Before their eyes, as the lights moved in a circular, clockwise pattern, they suddenly darted away into the sky and disappeared. Experts started to investigate the UFO sighting and ruled out many possible reasons. It couldn't be a hoax or manipulated footage because many people saw the UFO in the region. While some skeptics thought it was a drone, ufologists stated that the speed at which the lights disappeared was way too fast to be a drone. The UFO in Ohio that was caught on camera quickly attracted the attention of many, especially since it was backed by multiple witnesses, video documentation, and how the lights suddenly disappeared. The lights hovered for a short time and zipped off in a motion that no normal aircraft can ever achieve. Now, everyone is asking a question as they look upward in Ohio. What was that? Even if the UFO was spotted floating and then disappeared, many ufologists are paying attention to one of the most shocking UFO and alien stories the world has ever seen. Marissa and Rachel Allen. Back in the early 2000s, a mother published a book titled Rachel's Eyes, The Strange but True Case of a Human-Alien Hybrid. This book revealed something shocking about what happened to her daughter, who seemed to live with a live-in alien hybrid while in university. The story explores the author's daughter, Marissa, who was legally blind since adolescence because of diabetic complications. She started attending college in 1972, living in an apartment near the junior college she's enrolled in. Her mother, Helen, also the writer, was working behind the scenes to arrange her daughter's accessibility and roommate situation. While arranging it, a young woman named Rachel stepped into the room. She was thin, pale-looking, always wearing wraparound sunglasses and a large hat, fragile and isolated from ordinary social and cultural reference. Helen realized that there was something off about this. She later realized that the roommate match was orchestrated by a military colonel, Harry Nadian, working at a secret facility, and that the roommate pairing was designed to accommodate Rachel quietly, because Marissa's blindness meant she wouldn't notice what Rachel really looked like. But as Marissa's vision started to fluctuate and improve, she started noticing things about Rachel that don't make sense. The pale young woman eats strange food, delivered in unmarked white boxes with a red triangle logo. Whenever she got injured, her blood was pink and watery instead of red and thick, and wounds healed rapidly. She never had any friends, family, or background. Marissa realized something was even weirder when men in dark suits acted like agents and visited without warning. They dragged Rachel away without any explanation. Helen suspected that her daughter's recovery at that time wasn't a coincidence, but it happened because she was living in the same place with the alien hybrid. That's when Helen realized that decades earlier, she also had an extraordinary experience. As a young girl, she encountered a hovering blue light in a forest near her hometown, and later was taken for a medical examination. There, she was immobilized, shown something, and then discovered that she was pregnant. Helen's child was Marissa. So Helen realized that the embryo implanted was taken from her to an alien hybrid program. Rachel seems to be the child grown in an alien facility. She's a hybrid being, which means she's part human and part from the Zeta star system. She then returned to Earth and was covertly placed into society. Colonel Harry Nadian raised her as his daughter and put her in college with Marissa as part of a humanization experiment. They wanted to find out, could a hybrid integrate into human activity and be hidden? In the book that Rachel wrote, she bonded emotionally with Marissa and Helen. This wasn't expected by the hybridization program. Rachel started to call Helen mother and regarded Marissa as sister. Rachel also healed Marissa's blindness, restoring sight after years, before she suddenly disappeared. This is because the military saw Rachel as a compromised asset because of her emotional loyalties, and after that, there was a cover-up and elimination. Rachel is then killed in a staged accident, pushed down a flight of stairs. Not many people believe this because there are no verifiable government records identifying Rachel, independent archival confirmation of the military program, or university records. The only sources are the testimonies from others and the hypnotic sessions. Skeptics say that there are too many inconsistencies, and we can't rely on hypnotic memory recovery. But ufologists are still on the side of this narrative, claiming that the lack of evidence might be because of a government cover-up. Although other UFO sightings in Ohio caught on camera weren't as dramatic as this, there are still some shocking cases that have left residents terrified. 2023 Columbus UFO. In the same year as the Middletown UFO sighting in Ohio, another UFO in Ohio was caught on camera, this time in Columbus. In August 2023, a witness took videos and spread them online, showing unusual lights moving over the region. The footage featured strange lights that were moving in patterns that are completely impossible for any human-made craft to achieve. That's why many began to wonder whether it was a UFO instead. Some witnesses even saw the lights shifting erratically or hovering before vanishing, fueling hope among believers that think this represents a real unidentified aerial phenomenon. Although these lights were spotted over Columbus, that's the only thing that was seen. Many skeptics don't agree with this UFO sighting because they say anything could have created the lights, like drones or passing aircraft. The only thing that cannot be explained is how the lights were moving erratically, and some of them were hovering before they vanished. The UFO sighting has been compared to the green rotating lights over Middletown, Ohio. The incident attracted multiple witnesses. Some captured video, and it even attracted media attention. But no one had contacted the local authorities, and a leading astronomer stated that the object was moving strangely at an unusually high speed, way too fast for typical civilian drones. But they warned that the video might have been a prank or digitally altered. But Ohio seems to be attracting even more UFO sightings because of its position near an Air Force base. A man in the Dayton area spotted a strange object in the sky, increasing interest in the Ohio UFO lore. Dayton UFO. In 2016, a video surfaced on YouTube that showed a strange flying object that was hovering near Wright-Patterson AFB, just outside Dayton. The footage was recorded by a local couple enjoying an evening when they suddenly saw a dark, angular object drifting with the clouds before suddenly vanishing. The video quickly attracted attention online, shared by a paranormal-themed channel, and discussed across UFO communities. The object didn't look like any conventional aircraft, but actually vanished without any obvious propulsion or wings. The Wright-Patterson base has been connected to UFO lore in the former Project Blue Book, which is the U.S. Air Force's official investigation into sightings of unidentified flying objects between 1952 and 1969. The history has increased speculation about this region, with some saying that there is odd aerial activity near Dayton, representing something way beyond ordinary drones or misidentified aircraft. But when ufologists investigated, the base officials denied any involvement or knowledge of the object in the video. A spokeswoman said that the base didn't capture anything or spot any UFO. As you can expect, skeptics and experts also dismissed this. They said that it was probably a hoax, and the video was taken at a distance, so it's not clear whether it was actually a UFO or not. There was also a poor investigation, like the lack of radar data, second eyewitnesses, and base confirmation, but the video remains unverified. But ufologists still pay attention to the Wright-Patterson base and how UFOs usually surround it. In the early 2000s, many UFOs were spotted, and some were even caught on camera, shocking the world. Wesville UFO. On the evening of April 25, 2001, a deeply unusual aerial incident happened near Waynesville in Warren County. A local couple had called in to report a strange circular light, hovering silently in the sky south of their home on Wilkerson Road shortly after 10:15 p.m. According to the description, the object was pulsating, shifting in color and brightness. The lights looked as if they were contained within a lattice-like or gridwork structure instead of coming from a single source. A police officer from Waynesville confirmed that the object was really there, and soon after that happened, there was a second similar object nearby. Looking through binoculars provided by the couple, officers noticed that the two UFOs were staying still while hovering in the sky, while blinking several different colors. This was definitely not stars, satellites, or conventional aircraft. The sighting quickly expanded beyond a single household or patrol car. Dispatchers from the County Communications Center also saw the lights looking north toward Waynesville. A state patrol officer that was farther east also saw the object. The multiple witnesses made the UFO sighting even more credible. Multiple observers, including police and dispatchers, stated that the lights weren't like any known plane or star. But skeptics couldn't pick up on this sighting because there was no air traffic civilian or military flight logged over the area at the time. Just a few hours after that happened, the situation became more mysterious. Similar lights were spotted in the same general area, showing that the initial event wasn't a one-off optical fluke. Some lights were even pursuing a motorist near Gentown. Many tried to explain the event through normal means, like misidentified aviation traffic, but they faced some obstacles. After all, there was no aircraft presence at the time of the sightings. Even in 2025, there was a very strange UFO spotted in Ohio, unlike anything we had ever seen. Masselon UFO. On the night of May 26, 2025, a local resident of Masselon spotted something that would blow your mind. There was an unusually bright orb traveling across the sky above their house, and it looked like a solid ball, except it was just floating. The ball was glowing intensely and also gradually shifting through a sequence of vivid colors. It went from red to yellow, blue, purple, white, and then teal. At the same time, there was a faint halo or haze around the ball. The resident was smoking outside their mother's house at the time when they looked up and saw the orb. The UFO was then caught on camera as it was recorded on video. After zooming in, the object retained a discernible spherical shape instead of appearing like a conventional aircraft or satellite. According to the New4C report, the orb lasted for roughly a minute, moved more slowly than a plane might, and appeared high in the sky at about a 45-degree angle from the observer. The interest in the sighting grew after it was posted publicly, including popular ufologists that highlighted the angelic glow and color-shifting nature of the object. The video, available in a short-form format online, attracted attention in UFO interest circles as a potentially significant capture of unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP. The experts at NUFORC included a note which suggested that the object might have been the International Space Station, visible at the same time the orb was reported in Masselon. The ISS reportedly appeared above the northwest horizon at 9:43 p.m. local time, rose to a high elevation, and disappeared to the southeast about 6 minutes later. But this isn't likely when you look at the strange shape of the orb and how it continued to change colors. Ohio is dealing with so many UFOs that one of the regions has been called a UFO hotspot. Portage County UFO hotspot. Portage County, Ohio, is widely recognized today as a UFO hotspot within Ohio, and, by some measures, in the United States. According to a 2024 statewide mapping of UFO reports, Portage County recorded 78.2 sightings per 100,000 residents between 2000 and 2023, the highest of any county in the Northeast Ohio region. The legacy behind that statistic goes deeper than recent reports. Decades earlier, in 1966, Portage County became the scene of what many consider one of the most credible UFO encounters in U.S. history, the Portage County UFO chase. On the early morning of April 17th, two sheriff's deputies spotted a strange, glowing, metallic object rising from behind trees near Ravenna, Ohio. They chased it in their patrol car for more than 85 miles across county lines and into Pennsylvania, reaching speeds upwards of 100 miles per hour. Multiple officers in different jurisdictions reportedly corroborated the sighting. Descriptions of the object during that chase were unsettlingly vivid. Many said it was a dome-shaped craft, around 30 to 45 feet in diameter, self-illuminated, with a glowing light so bright it lit the ground and the deputy's cruiser. Witnesses insist it maneuvered silently, changed altitude rapidly, and disappeared without a trace. Over the years, Portage County has built a reputation for UFO sightings. It combines multiple credible witnesses, law enforcement involvement, and a multi-jurisdictional chase that makes it even more credible. 1973. Coin Incident. Most of these UFO sightings in Ohio are recent, but the state has a history of strange sightings, from orbs to lights. Back in 1973, there was a shocking incident in Coin. In fact, This is one of the most compelling and controversial UFO reports in Ohio history. On the night of October 18, 1973, a four-man crew aboard a U.S. Army Reserve UH-1 Huey helicopter flying from Columbus to Cleveland reported a near collision with a UFO near Mansfield, Ohio. The crew was led by Captain Lawrence J. Coyne, who was cruising at roughly 2,500 feet over farmland when one of the crew first spotted a red light on the horizon. Within a few seconds, the light appeared to speed up toward their helicopter at an estimated speed of over 600 knots. Fearing a mid-air collision, Coyne put the chopper into a steep descent. As they dropped toward 1,700 feet, radio communications cut out just after the initial contact with air traffic control. It seemed like it was the last moment before impact, but the object suddenly stopped and hovered directly in front of them. Looking out through the windshield, the crew saw a solid, metallic cigar-shaped craft, about 60 feet in length, with a domed top and no visible wings, tail, or propulsion system. A red light glowed at its nose, a white light at its tail, and from underneath emerged a green beam that swept across the cockpit, bathing the cabin in an eerie, otherworldly glow. Almost as quickly as it appeared, the craft then pulled away. It accelerated away to the west and climbed up sharply. In fact, the helicopter's altimeter spiked from 1,700 to around 3,500 feet, while the collective control remained in the down position, meaning the chopper climbed without pilot input. Within a few minutes, radio contact was restored, and the flight continued smoothly to Cleveland, though the helicopter's magnetic compass failed and had to be replaced afterward. On the ground, witnesses near the area also reported seeing a strange red and green light moving overhead, sometimes described as hovering or descending toward houses. One family claimed the green beam lit up their bedroom, and neighbors said the object looked as large as a school bus. After the incident, Coyne and the crew filed an official near mid-air collision report. The event was reviewed by UFO investigators and recorded in official case directories. Investigators are still looking into this UFO sighting to this date. Ever since a UFO in Ohio was caught on camera, investigators have been looking into the state and its strange sightings. Are you wondering if this UFO was from outer space, or just has a rational explanation? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. So, thanks for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one.